My dear students of 12th Medical, and today in your botany we are going to discuss the Mendel's laws of inheritance, and we are going to begin with the Mendel's laws of inheritance, how Mendel carried out his experiments, and you must be remembering that it was way back in 1856 to 1863 when Gregor Mendel conducted his experiments and propounded and proposed the generalizations which are still accepted in the science of genetics. And Mendel is truly considered to be the father of genetics. And now, how he made the experimentation, you must be remembering that his experimental plant was the pea plant, garden pea rather, and Mendel for the first time applied statistical analysis and mathematical logic to the problems in biology, and this was for the first time that Mendel carried out such experimentation using the mathematical logic and the statistical analysis. His experiments had a large sampling size. Almost he conducted one experiment using a sample size of as large as 10,000 plants, and he worked very hard to study each and every plant and recorded each and every observation in his notes, and which gave greater credibility to the data that he collected. And Mendel's experiments proved that his results pointed to general rules of inheritance, and it was concluded from the Mendel's experiments, or he gave the proof that his results pointed to the general results of inheritance rather than being unsubstantiated ideas, because he proved these through experimentation and repeated experimentation for a particular trait or for a particular character, which we will deal in with detail in our following classes. And now, Mendel investigated characters in the garden pea plant that were manifested as two opposing traits. For example, tall or dwarf plants, yellow or green seeds. These were the contrasting characters which Mendel studied. First one is the character is the shape of the seed. The seeds of some plants of the pea were round and others were wrinkled. Seed color, seeds were yellow or green. Flower color, they were either violet or white. Likewise, the pod shape, either full or constricted, and the pod color either green or yellow, and then the flower position either eggshell or the terminal, and the stem height that we are familiar with either tall or dwarf. These were the 7 pairs of contrasting traits in pea plants studied by Mendel. And Mendel then conducted such artificial pollination, cross-pollination experiments using several true breeding pea lines. And this true breeding is very important. A true breeding line is one that, having undergone continuous self-pollination, shows the stable trait inheritance. This means that there is no alternation in the traits. The traits or the characters are passed on from generation to the next generation in letter and spirit, that is without any change and expressions for several generations. and this is what we mean by a true breeding line. And then Mendel selected 14 true breeding pea plant varieties as peers which were similar except for one character with contrasting traits. Hope you understand this. Or I may repeat, Mendel selected 14 true breeding pea plant varieties. 14 true breeding pea plant varieties as peers which were similar except for one character. Just one character was not relevant with having the contrasting trait. That was his studies purpose, to study the contrasting traits. Some of the contrasting traits selected were smooth or wrinkled seeds, yellow or green seeds, smooth or inflated pods, green or yellow pods, tall or dwarf plants, violet or yellow color flowers, which are here listed in your note. That is, these are the characters and then the contrasting traits. First character is the stem height, either tall or dwarf. Second is the flower color, violet or white. And then the flower position is axial or terminal. Pod shape, inflated or constricted. Pod color, green, yellow. Seed shape, round or wrinkled. And seed color, yellow or green. These are the pairs of the contrasting traits that Mendel studied using huge populations of the pea plants. And then on self-pollination or self-breeding, a pure variety gives rise to offsprings having similar trait. And then all the characters of the selected varieties had easily distinguishable alternate traits. Hope you understand this. This is the introductory topic, and then we will add in our next class, inshallah, taking in the first law of inheritance that was propounded by Mendel. Thanks. Have a nice day.